welcome back, and welcome back. Today we're going to be making my Kung Pao Chicken. That is 5 chicken breasts, extra virgin olive oil, cornstarch, sesame seeds, some chicken broth, soy sauce, garlic salt. We're going to be using some water and some of this rice cooking oil. We're going to use some of this diluted sweet black vinegar. Yes, that's some good stuff. They both are. And then this one, the seasoning. If you don't have this, use, you guys, whatever you have. Let me give you a shot of these seasonings here. All right. Then we're going to also use a little bit of bell pepper. That's about a little more than a cup, yellow, red, and orange. We're going to use a couple of eggs here. That's a little bit of sugar we're going to use. We're going to use these chilies, a couple of green onions. And did I say ginger? Yes, we're going to use some ginger. And here is your shot of everything. Let me get it all in there. Everything we're going to be using. All right? Let's get cooking. All right. My 5 chicken breasts. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a little bit of a, I guess you could call it a little marinade. And we're going to let this sit for a little bit. So, I've got 5 chicken breasts. So, I'm going to put in 5 tablespoons of soy sauce. I would say 5. Because for each piece of chicken breast, I put in a tablespoon. That's the best way to say it. All right. For each chicken breast, I put in a tablespoon of soy sauce. And then for each chicken breast, I put in half a tablespoon of this cooking oil. Cooking wine. And I'm just eyeballing it. Okay. And then I'm going to put in some olive oil. And I put in a tablespoon for each chicken breast. Here's the best way for me to describe what I'm doing here. And mine is a roundabout. I just eyeball it. And then I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give this a little mix before I put in my cornstarch. So everything can get kind of coated. So that the cornstarch doesn't sit in one spot. Alright. That all mixed in there. And then for the excuse me, sorry, and for the cornstarch, I put in a teaspoon, a half a teaspoon, really, actually about a half a teaspoon. Well, I'd say a teaspoon, yeah, a teaspoon for every pound. Okay, so being that I've got 5, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. That's what she does. She eyeballs everything. Shouldn't pile it down so hard. I wouldn't get it all over myself. And remember, you can always add more. You just can't never take it out, right? Put a little bit more. And then I'm just going to give this a nice little zhuzh. And then I'm going to let this sit off to the side. Let it kind of marinate in all these juices while we move on to the next step. All right, so get that incorporated really well. Get that cornstarch on all of this, not just what was on top. Yum, yum, and yum. This is a really simple dish. It really is. It takes no time to prepare. It's just knowing what ingredients to get. Like the rice wine cooking wine. Rice, she gonna get it out. The rice cooking wine, you can get any kind you want. I just happen to have an Asian store here in town, and I'm sure there's plenty in everybody's town. At least a couple. Let's just say that. And just go to the stores, and if you don't not sure what to get, I'm sure somebody in there would help you. Or you know what? Everybody Googles everything. So we're going to set this to the side for about 10 minutes. And we're going to get on to the next step. I'll be right back. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our sauce. I'm going to use a couple of tablespoons of water. Since I used 5 chicken breasts, I'm going to go in about a half a cup. Remember, you can always add to. You can never take it off. So just adjust your flavors as you go. And then I'm going to put in some cornstarch. I'm going to put in a couple of tablespoons of that. again, remember this is our sauce. I'm going to go ahead and mix that up, because it gets a little clunky. If you ever cooked with it before, you know what I'm saying. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix that up. I guess I could have put a little pepper in this, but we'll worry about that later. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with my little seasoning that I showed you before. And I'm going to put maybe a tablespoon of this. That's enough for me. Remember, again, you can always add to. You can never take it out. Then we're going to go ahead and put in about, what did I do with it? There it is. Oh, I did bring the pepper over here. Put about a tablespoon of pepper in this. If you don't like pepper, you don't like the kick, don't put it in. All right. And then I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of sugar. I just like to stir as I go. You don't have to. And then we're going to put in some more of that cooking wine, that rice wine. I keep wanting to say rice wine. Rice cooking wine. Okay, we're going to go in with some of this. And I am going to put in, I would say, about 5 tablespoons. Looks right to me. Then I'm going to go in with the black vinegar. And again, if you don't have this black vinegar, regular vinegar will do just fine. And I'm going to put about 5 tablespoons of that in there as well. Use what you have. Okay? Use what you have. Then we're going to also put in some soy sauce, and I'm going to put in about 5 tablespoons of that as well. I'm going according to how many chicken breasts I cut up. All right, and our marinade is a la done. See how that color changed on this when I added that soy sauce? It doesn't matter. It's going to be some things we're going to do. So we're going to set this to the side. On to the next. I'll be right back. Okay, what I did do is I went ahead and let this skillet heat up for a couple of minutes before I put my oil in it. And when you're using olive oil, always let the skillet heat up alone, then put the oil in. So I'm going to put in, I would say, maybe about 5 tablespoons of this. And when you're cooking an oil that you're not going to take out, olive oil is the best one. And what I mean by take out, you're not going to take it out of the dish. You're going to proceed on with the dish as if the oil is not there. You don't want to use something that's not. I mean, you can use what you want to, but I don't. So you want that baby to get good and hot and sizzle all up. It's popping. You can't hear it that good. Could have got it a little hotter, but that's all right. This is a dish that you can have on the table in less than 30 minutes. So we're going to let this brown up for about, I would say, maybe about 3 minutes. And then we're going to proceed on to making more and more and more. But since I've got so much that I'm putting in here, I'll probably let this one go for about 5 minutes. But if you don't have as much as me, 3 minutes is all you need. But see, I'm making a dish for a flock of people here. Okay? This isn't just for my house. Oh, otherwise I wouldn't have made as much. Okay? So that's what we're getting ready to do. We're just going to brown this on up. Real simple, real easy. Gigi loves easy. You guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I see a lot of people are watching me, but they're not subscribing. Come on, guys, subscribe to the channel. Help Gigi get monetized. She's trying to get to her 1,000 subscribers, get her 4,000 watch hours. And if you guys could help me out, I really would appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you in advance. All right, so I'm going to let this go for a couple of minutes, and I mean exactly 2, and then I'm going to come back and let you see where we're at. All right, this is what she's been looking like after she's been cooking for 3 minutes. And like I said, because I've got so much meat in this pan, and I have to ensure that I have that stuff good and well and done, I'm going to let her go for another 3 minutes. So you really, truly want to do 3 minutes. One side, flip it and turn it around another way, and then do it for another 3 minutes, okay? So you want to kind of, you know, do 6 minutes. But I'm going to do an additional 5. Now that I've done the 3, I'm going to do 5 more just to ensure that all of this chicken is done. But if you're cutting your batch down, you really just need a good 6 minutes in the pan because, like I said, we're going to cook her some more and we're going to do a few more things to her, okay? All right. I'm going to give her 5 minutes and I'll be back. All right, this is what you want your chicken to look like, okay? So I'm going to go in with a tablespoon, I'm going to put in 2, of garlic. And I've actually let my chicken cook for 8 minutes. But like I said, that's because I've got so much in there. And then you're going to need a couple of tablespoons of this dry garlic. Just going to use the rest of that up. Alright, got to refill that container. And then rather than to put in the chilies, because I just really don't want to be on fire, I'm going to substitute that with just some plain old chili. Let me see if I can get that in there. Some chili powder, because I just really don't want to be on fire. I just don't. I'll leave that to the spicy queen. Okay. And then we're just going to stir this up. Let it get all yummy smelling up in here. Let these flavors become best friends. And we're going to let this go for a minute. And then we're going to add in the next item. Or 2. Or 3. Okay. So I'm just going to let this go for a minute. And I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put in those bell peppers. And get that going. And you can cut these bell peppers in whatever size you want yours to be in. They can be more squares. They can be diced. It's whatever you want. That's just how I like mine in mine. Okay? So I'm going to let this go for another minute. Let them get to know one another. And I'll be right back. Alright, now that they've become best of friends. And they are really getting to know one another. We're giving this sauce another zhuzh. We're going to go in with the sauce. Dinner is almost served. You hear me? And like I told you, this will be done on the table in less than 30 minutes. Look at that. I did a little extra sauce. Because like I said, you know, I like mine to go good with my rice. You could do a little less. But I knew I was doing a load of chicken here. I like to pour a little juice over my rice. But you don't need as much juice as I made. So you can always cut it down to 1/4 of, 1/2 of. And I'm going to let this go for 5 minutes. And meanwhile, while you getting all this stuff going on, whatever you choose to make with it, say rice or whatever, you definitely want to get the rice started because this will be done before the rice will. All right? Okay, so I'm going to let her go for 5 minutes. Let everything get merry, get to know one another. And then we're going to be serving this up. 5 minutes. I'll be back. This is her in the skillet. All done. I'm going to put her over a bed of brown rice. Use any rice you want. Rice cauliflower, spaghetti noodles. You can do whatever you want. It's your kitchen, your rules, okay? I'm going to put mine over a bed of brown rice. I'm going to plate her up and let you see how yummy she looks on a plate. I'll be back. There she is. Look at that. Do you see that? I say it all the time. There's nothing you can't buy out there on those streets that you can't make at home yourself. There's nothing out there you can't make yourself. Brown rice, put a little green onion on that. There she is. There is nothing you can't make out in them streets yourself. I'm telling you. Things made easy with Gigi. All day, every day, you guys. Please subscribe. Please like. Look at that. Doesn't it make you want to bite? Things made easy all day, every day. Up in this kitchen, I'm telling you. Everybody be blessed and stay safe. Know that Gigi's going to see you on the next one. All right, you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.